Right, we're running out of daylight, so we're going to shorten this to 5 laps. 5-lap race for the Formula 3 Bike Talk Taranui. And already a good start for Nathan Diprose and Ashley Payne. Nathan on the 88 machine. Ashley Payne goes into the lead in 72. We will have the super bikes later. I'm not sure. Those bikes probably have to get re-scrutineered. There was quite a number of them out there on that tumble. Looks like everyone is okay. Jacob Stroud there slots into third place on the number 10 machine with Kramer. Bike, a beautiful KTM powered German chassis bike. What a lovely piece of engineering. Huge plastic fuel tank which doubles as a seat as well. So Formula 3 action out here. Don't forget folks, next weekend Taupo Taupo's done and dusted after a couple of more races, but the Manfield round is coming up, so it'll be great racing. All tight over there, coming out at 2-7. There's a couple of people in the commentating box sighing and breathing heavily as we see possibly a change of lead at the front. Still Ashley Payne off out there of turn 9, but he's been hounded. He's on a 450 Suzuki, I think, as is Nathan Diprose on the 450 Suzuki on the 88 machine. Dippy, Nathaniel Diprose. So 88, Nathan Diprose, Nathaniel. 72, Ashley Payne. 10, Jacob Strout. 3, Gavin Veltmeyer. 3V, Gavin Veltmeyer. 3B, Jordan Burley. Paul Hammond there on 22. Got to find out about this Paul Hammond because haven't heard about him up to this weekend. And he's certainly up there at the sharp end of the field. Wow. Nathan Diprose has got a huge lead there. Oh, who's that down in 4th place? Tumbles and the bike goes out on the track. That's got to be a red flag as well. Sorry, folks, about predicting the red flags, but the bike's out there on the track. The rider's running out of the way. So that was, yeah, red flags come out, red flags come out. Nathan Diprose, Nathaniel Diprose, I should get his name right, was leading on that lap. That flyer a start that Ashley Payne gets. In fact, all of those on the front row are good starters, but it is Nathan Diprose, no, Ashley Payne just a little bit stronger. They're going to go into turn 1 side by side. Stroud jumps on the inside on the Kramer, does it? Oh, it's so tight there. I'm still revisiting that Superbike crash, Formula 1 crash, where about 7 bikes ended up in that problem, and it's a huge bit of damage there. But never mind, we're back out there shortly with the Superbikes. But right now, Ashley Payne probably got about 60 metres ahead of the Kramer, the KTM powered German machine. Brought to you by Micro Mortgages, Hallicraft, Shuzi, amongst other things as well there. Oh, who's that? Nathan Diprose, Nathaniel Diprose, lining up Jacob Stroud into turn 7. Stroud just shuts the door and opens up the power. Single cylinder versus 3-cylinder. Oh, cutting the door and shutting the air, and somebody going to the kitty litter there on turn 7 here for the, oh, there's just 3 out. 3 out there, someone on the inside on the coming into the corner and a couple on the outside. So hopefully they get their bikes off the track quick enough. So the race isn't red flag. We are running out of time. We're still going to run the the Formula 1 and the Formula 1 sidecars, Formula 1 and Formula 2 combined. So there's some binoculars there, but that's all right. We'll keep concentrating, seeing number 72, Wanganoo's Ashley Payne, coming down that long straight. It is Jacob Stroud in 2nd place, or is it Nathan Diprose? In fact, I think that's Nathaniel Diprose on the 88 machine. Yes, it is indeed Jacob Stroud there in 3rd place. Gavin Veltmeyer in 4th place, and I think it's one of those odd tools machines, and that's probably Richard Markham Barrett maybe. Coming through there. Might even be Finn Harmon. Is Finn riding one of these at the weekend? Jason Easton's amongst that lot, and they do down with lap 1. Ashley Payne, 72. Nathaniel Diprose, 88. Jacob Stroud in the 3rd spot. Hello, I've lost my screen there. It's now refreshing to the other screen, which would stopped earlier on today. That means it goes back to the bikes at the other end of the thing. So here we go. Ashley Payne, Nathan Diprose, Jacob Stroud, Gavin Veltmeyer, Jason Easton, Richard Markham Barrett on the iTools machine, Nick Southerwood, Paul Hammond, Liam Underwood and Josh Augustine. We look over onto turn 7, and Nathaniel Diprose is starting to reel in number 72, Ashley Payne. There was a 1. No, let's step back onto the other screen, folks. There was a, I'm sure, yeah, sorry, I'm getting a bit confused here. Ashley Payne into turn 9 here at Taupo Motorsport Park. Off into the distance. Looks like any chance of wet weather has disappeared. Okay, we had a gap across the start-finish line of, still no idea. Still no idea. It's a bit of a problem when it refreshes. 1.487 seconds. We'll go and see our timing people. They'll come in and adjust the screen. I don't work on that sort of stuff. Down that long straight, and I'm sure that Nathaniel Diprose is closing in on 72. Both pretty much match bikes, both 4-cylinder Suzuki 600s with a cylinder chopped out. Ashley Payne also handy on a classic bike, was at Manfield a month or so ago before his bike expired, and had a few wins at Wanganui too, as the young Wanganui motorcycle mechanic, works for Whitelock Suzuki. There it is, it's closing, definitely closing along the start-finish straight. Almost up on the tail of him. Yep, in fact he is. 2-3 bike lengths coming out of turn 1 into turn 2. Number 72 followed by number 88. And in third place it is Jacob Stroud. Battle going on between Jason Easton and Gavin Veltmeyer. Jason Easton starting to find his old form that saw him, I think it's still that records around New Zealand, set by Jason Easton on the same little Tigcraft bike. Been to the Mint Speed shop to get a titanium exhaust pipe and a change of position there. Almost another change of position there, Neil Ritchie.
But I'll tell you what, he did make it stick, so hearty congrats in there, and loving what he's doing at this stage. So good on you guys. Nice to see Jason Easton and Gav Veltmeyer had their ages together. They could get the pension, that's for sure. So nice to watch these two lesser young guns out there to fight with the other young guns up in front of it. Nathaniel, of course, talking about the fact that he'd been very sick, and I had no idea of that. And wish him all the best for the future, because to been in the word sick, we can generally relate to a man flu or some other winter kind of ailment, but this guy was sick for some time, and it forced him to think, hey, I don't want to do as intense racing, so we'll just concentrate on doing this F3 class. And with that, he dropped the cylinder out of the bike. Of course, the other feature, of course, is you can go back to turning it into a 600 just as you could a 450. So good on Nathaniel, and nice work. Yes, he's gone to the lead, and he thoroughly deserves it. Nice positioning from him, and I say that from the point of view of where he is on the track and where he drops it into the corner, and that is great to see. So spectacular with the capital S in our Bike Talk of Tamaranui sponsored Formula 3 class. And Spider, man, when you've got guys racing like this is exactly what the sport wants to see.
Oh yeah, and a massive battle going on there, coming on the front straight between 11 and Gavin Veltmeyer, changing positions through turn 13 and 14. They go off to turn 1. Gavin Veltmeyer taking a wide line, and that's the Tigcraft in front of him, the little wee single-cylinder Honda chassis, I think, with a single-cylinder engine in there, and he's hunting down Jacob Stroud there on the Kramer. He's closing in there, so Jason Easton is starting to lose his rusty riding from years away from the sport. He goes up on the inside of Jacob Stroud there on turn 5, makes it stick. Wow, he made it almost look like Jacob Stroud was going backwards. We see the lead two bikes coming out of turn 7 into turn 8 off towards turn 9. Nathaniel Dipro's got about 2.5 seconds, probably 200 metres ahead of Ashley Payne. Ashley Payne's not going to come back from this very easy, just a pace. Nathaniel Dipro's is absolutely on fire, going back into third, and it still is a Tigcraft. And now Jacob Stroud is under threat from Gavin Veltmeyer as well. So action aplenty here in the Bike Talk Tamaranui Formula 3 class as well at Taupo Motorsports Park, Neil.
Yes, indeed, and great to see. And unfortunately, no Lee Tidman, so bad luck to the reigning champion, not with us today. But Gav Veltmeyer proudly displays the number 3 on the bike. I think from memory, he got 3 in the Nationals and 2 here last year. I think he did them the other way around the year before, something like that. He might remind me of the story, but an all-round good guy. Lovely wife, but Julie behind the scenes as well. And the man who's runs the workshop head mechanic at Coleman Suzuki on K Road in Auckland. And proud to be a great motorcycle engineer. And that's what we call him, an engineer, because, of course, this is a lot of the GV racing, that is Gav Veltmeyer racing, that he's done with that bike. And he was talking about the fact in our interview after his podium in the previous race that he's now put some quality Olin suspension on his bike. And yes, you can do all the good Kiwi work you like yourself, but when you put some world's best suspension on board, courtesy of KSS, Robert Taylor, you've certainly got a world-beating bike then, and that's what his little specials does. And man, the way he's been battling out there with Jason Easton, and Jason Easton coming back to his best as well. This is Jason Easton, we remember Spider from the heyday of F3 racing, and I tell you what, hasn't taken him long, has it, to slot straight back into a racing groove and show us what he was formerly such a good champion at, and with a little jockey himself, and probably no more than 70 kgs, that he's been able to suit that small bike kind of racing for a small pilot himself. Bring it on with the Jason Easton Show, returning to Formula 3 Bike Talk Tamaranui Racing.
Looking out, here comes Nathaniel Diprose, I think. The white flag is out, it is the final lap. Looking out for Nathaniel Diprose. It looks like he's got the speed down that long straight, or indeed is that, no, that's not him. I've lost my place. Oh, here we go, yeah, down that long straight. I recognise not so much him, but definitely the colours of Ashley Payne in there, 300-400 metres in behind. A 1:34 1:34.585. He already set the lap record earlier on today at a 1:34.181. So the temperature of the track cooling down. People are getting a bit slower, but it's still a lap record earlier today for Nathaniel Diprose, and a checkered flag there on the 88 machine. Here comes Ashley Payne on the 72 machine. Rides across with one handlebar. Whoa, a big drama there. Almost a touching there. Gavin Veltmeyer onto the brakes, and Jason Easton just about run into him. The quick reactions there sat him up there. And what happened to Jason Easton across the start-finish line? Because it may be that Jacob Stroud pipped him. No, 0.2 of a second there, 0.2 of a second. So that's the top six. Paul Hammond goes through in 22nd. And here's that big battle. Richard Markham Barrett. No, it's 85 comes through there. Liam Underwood. Barrett. Markham Barrett there. Scotty Finlay. Matt Dunlop. Nick Southerwood. 0.1 of a second, 0.2 of a second, 0.4 of a second, and 0.4 of a second to Josh Augustine. Ben Rosendow, 0.059 in behind. Looking out for the last two bikes, Jace Augustine and Reagan Phibbs doing double duties on the bright orange bikes here. Bright green, sorry, fluorescent green. You can't miss that bike on the track. That's it, Formula 3, Bike Talk Tamaranui, done and dusted.